Mr. Divine. That's a good-looking bass guitar.
It is. Check it out, dude. You've been telling me to get one for all of these years. All of the years. Divine, you should get a Spector. I got one.
You got one.
Good news is I got the Spector. Bad news is it isn't mine. Ah! I got it for this video. I'm going to have to send it back. But never mind. But it is, like, look at this thing. Incredible.
Oh.
Shout out to Mark over at Bass Direct for letting me borrow this for this video. It is just beautiful. Yeah, it's got a Buckeye burr top.
Oh, I can see. I can see. And that back is purple too. Look at that thing.
Yeah, Prince would be proud.
Oh.
Prince would
Yeah,
be
he
proud.
would.
Yeah, absolutely. It's killer, isn't it? What about yours?
Oh, this is a 2013 made in Woodstock, New York, NS2, which is Claro Walnut.
Nice. And you have organized this celebration of what you believe might be the bass that crushes everything.
So I have a bunch of videos to show you, a bunch of stuff to play that demonstrate this instrument across all of these classic bands and classic tracks. We're going to talk about how to get these sounds. We're going to demonstrate the stuff on the basses. We're going to have tab and notation. I'm going to hit Mr. Divine, that's right, you, Scott, with a little bit of Spector Trivia, and there's a bit of controversy. We're either going to reignite or squash the beef. You're going to have to wait and find out. Okay, Mr. Divine, are you ready for the first track?
I'm locked in.
Metallica, Enter Sandman.
No way.
Yes!
Spector, oh my God.
Yes!
Woo!
There he is! Jason Newsted.
My word.
This is from a year and a half in the life of Metallica, and it's crazy because they go through all these different parts to try to find it, you know?
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
they end up figuring it out. So check this out.
Well, let's straighten out this heart. Now that all the fucking big brains are here.
The big braids.
Love that.
Here we go. This is what it becomes. Yeah!
Look at the bass strap. Just
The fuzzy bass strap.
look at that thing. A sheep lost its life to build that thing. That's an entire sheepskin on his shoulder. What the? I did not know that this bass line actually was played on a Spector. I will say as well, man, for anybody that hasn't seen this, you should definitely go watch this if you're a Metallica fan. It's a great video, but there are weird vibes in the studio. It doesn't feel happy. I think that, yeah.
They're under so much pressure, right? I mean, this is a huge producer now. Bob Rock comes in, but of course, it changed rock history. I mean, this was huge, right? That's why I wanted to start with this. And check out this bass line. It ended up being this. Just driving. And then hitting the riff.
Ah, got it. Mate, that sounds incredible. For all of the people that are watching and listening, if you want to learn how to play any of the bass lines that we're going to be demoing in this video, we put a beautiful workbook, PDF together for you guys with tab and notation. It will be down there in the description. So go get it if you do want to play any of these bass lines.
Alice in Chains, Wood, the great Mike Starr on bass.
Oh my God.
They look so great too, right?
Yeah, they look great.
Something about them just sort of punchy through the mix.
I've watched this video so many times.
And I mean, I gotta say, on the record, it's kind of a darker sound, but here it's very bright, right?
Yeah.
And something you can do is you can take that treble knob on an NS2 and crank it up. So you have this like, you've got a bigger sort of like top end. Right?
Sounds crushing, dude. Can we also just pull to a shot where they can see him playing the bass? Because it's slung really low, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that is a
look at
key
this.
part to the tone as well. When you're listening to Ian play that thing, you'll also hear like a lot of kind of grind coming from the pick. And that's because
Yes.
the pick is angled. And the reason why it's angled is because he's got the bass slung so low.
So low, yeah. Check it out.
There you go.
Yeah,
When
you're
he's
totally
playing.
right. Like, it's almost... But whenever I do it, it just sounds like uncontrolled and insane. I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just sort of like, yeah, maybe you just need to sling it low, dude.
How
Maybe
do you play it? You've played it before, and you sound more like Mike Starr than I do when you play this.
Yeah, dude, if I had a pick.
Here we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers on the Arsenio Hall Show, 1989. Yeah, you might think it's a Stingray, but guess what? It's a Spector.
Yes.
Animal
Please,
Pants!
the Black Spector.
Yeah.
Okay, well, two things.
Yes.
First of all, Chad's snare intro on that record. Is there anything better? I don't think
there's
so.
nothing better.
Check it. Oh, it's so good. Secondly, isn't it interesting that the Spector, when you listen to it there, and you listen to it on the past two clips, there is a Spector sound.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, just like there's a jazz bass sound and a P bass sound. There is
Yes.
it is a Spector sound. It jumps out to me as being this sort of like a distinct personality that you can hear through these clips.
Oh, absolutely.
If somebody came up to me and was like, what's the Spector sound? I'd tell them how it is. I'd be like, EMGs, reverse P, which means that this pickup here is reversed instead of being like here, it's like there. I'd tell them like the functionality side of it, but I wouldn't be able to like, here's the essence, or go and listen to these records. This is actually really helping me get an idea of what the Spector sound is.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think it's partly about the neck through construction and also that reverse P. It's like EMGs, right? Reverse P, J with a has preamp.
Yeah.
That sound, like a broadband treble boost, right? There's like a mid character to it that is so signature and aggressive. Hey, could you show the good people how to play higher ground? Don't want to put you on the spot.
So when I play it, I do something a little I stole this from you, because I just think there's a lot of like, you know? Like that thing, right?
Ah, man.
Anybody who's wanting to know what I'm doing, it's just like open hammer pluck, right? We've got stuff on the channel if you want to check out stuff like that. By the way, PS, subscribe if you're loving this video.
He doesn't do any hammer-ons. He plays...
Ah, got it. Yeah. So...
Yeah.
That little thing to look out for is that second time. It's the first time round. Second time round. Thumb, thumb, pluck. And then thumb, pluck, thumb. Little thing that everybody misses out, but you got it here. And we've got you hooked up down below as well with that PDF if you want to see the tab and notation.
All right, Divine. It's been funky, but it's about to get metal. You ready?
I'm ready.
And in this dense mix, you can hear Rex Brown's NS2.
Yeah.
You hear that mid-range. Of course, Pantera, Broken. Oh,
Dude, I don't know, man. That's pretty funky, dude.
yeah, it is funky.
It is,
It's
isn't
got
it? Like,
pocket.
yeah,
It's got
yeah.
huge pocket. I mean, you know, that huge guitar sound that's just like a wall, takes up so much space. And I feel like, I don't know if Rex searched for a sound that kind of like anchored and occupied its own sonic space, but the Spector does it so well. And dude, this is the bass track in isolation. Check this out.
Whoa.
It's so heavy, right?
That's a great sound.
Little bit of fuzz on it too.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to make that sound, they're actually dropped like a little between drop C sharp and drop D. I'm just going to do it in drop D. So check this out. This is how you play this. Remember that tab and notation is below if you want to check it out. Mr. Divine, are you ready for some Spector trivia? I'm going to hit you with it. 1976, Stuart Spector starts Spector in Brooklyn, New York, but who actually designed the NS2 in 1979?
Ned Steinberger.
Yes, Ned Steinberger. Yeah, man, he wanted that ergonomic curve. So if you've kind of got that dad bod rocking, it's all good. The bass just kind of nestles up. Feels
I cannot
great.
tell you how proud I am for knowing that right now. I'm terrible in trivia. Hit me with the next one.
Here we go. Who was Stuart's first full-time employee?
Was it Vinny Federa?
Yes, it was. Well done, man. You're
God
2 for 2.
damn.
Okay.
Woo.
In 1985, who did Stuart sell the company to?
Oh.
Who owned Spector in the 80s, Divine?
Kramer?
Yes,
Oh.
Kramer. So Kramer owned Spector in the 80s, right? They're, of course, making all these hair metal guitars. And that is why Spector's ended up in the hands of all of these hair metal bands, right? Like Winger.
Oh, that was the link.
And Motley Crue. Yes, Kramer is the reason that, like, Rachel Bolan from Skid Row, you know, but because they went into the zeitgeist in the hair metal world in the 80s because of Kramer. Okay, in 1990, Kramer goes bankrupt. Stuart gets the company back under SSD. Stuart Spector Design moves the shop to Woodstock, New York, and in 98, he gets his name back, Spector Basses, and makes them again until 2019 when he retires, selling the company to
Korg.
Yes! Well done! And here we go. Then the next year, Spector brings in Will DeYoung as shop master, who is previously shop master at what legendary bass builder?
Federa.
Full circle, baby. Well done, Divine. I think you got them all.
If you guys are enjoying this video, obviously, hit subscribe and like down below. But also, give us some recommendations for, you know, we've done why the jazz bass crushes everything, why the P bass crushes, the Music Man crushes, Rickenbacker crushes everything, Spector crushes everything. Well, let us know, what else do you want us to do a video like focused on a particular bass? Which bass do you think crushes everything? Let us know in the comments and we will be sure to make that video for you.
This next one, Scott, was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted an NS2. The great Eddie Jackson playing Jet City Woman with Queensryche on his NS2. Listen to this sound. It's that clean thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
This looks so good, too. It's a vibe.
Dude, I miss the pointy head guitars, like it's in my soul.
Me too, man. Oh. Oh yeah, come on, man. Headset mics.
Love it, yeah.
Right, I mean, this is a really cool example of the Spector thing, right? Blended in the center, probably just a little bit of boost on both. And
Yeah.
I think just a little bit of amp emulation and reverb. I don't know if you hear that reverb there, but there's a little bit, right? And then kind of like a palm muted.
That sounds bang on.
He was so precise with the pick. And then he would ditch the pick and play the rest of the tune with his fingers. Man, Eddie Jackson. We haven't ever given it up for Eddie Jackson on the channel. And so now, giving him his flowers. Eddie, you're a monster. I love you forever, man.
Yeah, shout out to Eddie.
Now, Scott, just when you think it's only a hair metal bass, it shows up on an Outkast record. Check this out.
What?
you can hear, there's another backwards element there, that hi-hat. It's a backwards hi-hat. So in the mix, you've got...
Yeah, I was like, what instrument is that?
So that's the full beat right there, going through the whole song.
That's incredibly dope.
And then if you think that's cool, bass guitar as performed by Aaron Mills from the band Cameo.
Woo!
Slapping the Spector, man.
When you learn that it's Cameo, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, of course that's Cameo.
It's like, I want to hear
Let's
Cameo.
hear something.
And I'll tell you what, he's got Cameo queued up, but I also have Cameo queued up. You ready for this?
Oh,
Check
you
it out.
Smooth operator.
The moves!
Love it.
There he is back there. Spector NS. Punching through every aspect of the mix.
Yeah. Dude, just pause for a minute. You know I ain't gonna let that hair slide, right?
I was gonna say, man, what do you want more, like the bass or that hair?
Damn, that hair is so awesome. I was like, if in another universe, if I could ever have hair like that, it would be there.
We cannot talk about a Spector NS2 and not talk about the great Doug Wimbish, of course, with Living Color. But I've got a really cool example of Doug playing with Grandmaster Flash in the early days using his Spector. So this is Birthday Party, Sugar Hill Records, Grandmaster Flash, and actually, Tim LaFave sent this to me. He was talking to me about how much he loved Wimbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, have you checked this out? So thanks to Tim LaFave for this. Check this out.
Hey y'all, I'm having a ball. I hope you're doing fine. Because anytime is a happy time for a birthday party rhyme. Now everybody get up. Hey y'all, I'm having
Isn't that great? That's like Wimbish playing like octaves this way. Right? And then, but then that kind of thing. Now, if you want, right, of course you can turn on an octave pedal, maybe a bit of chorus. Right?
I wonder if there was ever a universe like that Doug played anything other than a Spector. I've never seen him have any bass other than a Spector.
Oh, he went through a Warwick period.
No.
Yeah.
No. Anybody
I mean,
hanging on there waiting for a bit of controversy?
Yeah,
It's coming up.
that's just foreshadowing of the controversy, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he go to Warwick for a little bit?
He did, because Spector kind of fell out, right? You know, after Kramer declared bankruptcy and then Stuart was trying to get the name back, Spector just wasn't around. Warwick was around. They came in, dude. They picked up the pieces. Okay, you met him. I met him. We talked to Guy Pratt. He demonstrated this line for us, but he played his Spector NS2 on Like a Prayer by Madonna. And during lockdown, he did these like lockdown videos. And this is one that he did. Look at that great old NS2.
Yeah.
Check out this lick that he plays at the end of Like a Prayer. Here we go, right here. I mean, it's just crazy and such a signature sound.
My favorite thing about this bass line is that when Madonna took him into the studio and she played him this song and he's like listening to it and he's like, damn, this bass line is incredible. I wonder who played on this.
He said that she leaned over and she said, "You did, dummy."
Yeah. Mega. Such a great story.
I love it. Yeah, okay, so check it out. I mean, you've got An NS2, you blend back to the bridge with an octave pedal, and that is almost never done, at least on my watch, but it works because you've got this giant bass control. So what makes the octave track is cranking the bass, maybe cranking up the treble a little bit too, and then you have this thing.
That's such a great line. That is such
Yeah, it's
an incredible
insane.
line.
He has all these fun fills. Or, you know, that's a good one. And again, that sound of an EMGJ, like ceramic pickup, pushed close to the bridge, crank the bass, put on an octave pedal, and it's that like 80s sort of synth bass sound on electric bass. All right, check it out. The best sound. I'm going for it, man. I'm putting a flag in the ground.
You're putting your stall out.
Yeah, dude, I don't care about the early Fender P basses that he has. I don't care about the upright that he played. I don't care about anything else, not the Ibanez basses. This sound is the coolest.
The mullet? Do you care about the mullet?
I mean, I love the mullet. and you know,
I love the mullet too.
+1 for the physique as well, especially this era, hand forward, but check it out. Sting with the Police, Synchronicity playing his white NS2. Check this out. Oh, you're not ready. I mean, the jacket too, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get that NS2 Sting thing, grab an NS2, blend in the center, maybe push both EQs up a little bit, pick a bit of 80s chorus, right? Hit it hard. Maybe. Right?
Yeah.
It's just got that like mid-range character that helps punch through everything. Big stages, dense mixes, and man, I love it. I freaking love it. You grew up in England. You grew up a part of Europe where there was a different manufacturer making NS2 shaped objects.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about Warwick, right? And there's all kinds of controversy about, did Warwick steal the design? Did they, like what happened?
Any talk bases down there in the comments right now? Let us know if you're a talk baser. There was a moment in time that if anybody mentioned this topic on Talkbase, it would be shut down.
Before I give you from the horse's mouth, I gotta show the people, what are we talking about? Oh my goodness, what is this, Mr. Divine?
This is a Warwick or Warwick.
They look very similar. Well, look, I've got a quote from PJ Rubel, who actually co-owned Spector basses with Stuart when he got his name back in the late 90s. And PJ says this: "The truth is that Ned designed the NS curved body shape for Spector in March of '77. This was Ned's first musical instrument design and an instant hit. Warwick came onto the scene in '84 with their streamer bass, an obvious version, ripoff, in parentheses, I'm quoting here, of the now very popular Spector NS. When approached by Spector, Warwick did agree and did pay royalties for a while to Spector for their error. Stuart sold Spector to Kramer after that. Warwick stopped paying, and Kramer chose not to pursue them."
Oh, okay.
And that is the end of the quote.
And that's where it kind of ends, because obviously
it ends.
Yeah.
The thing that I want to point out is that Warwick did have an understanding with Stuart early on and paid royalties. Then when the company changed hands and it was Kramer, Warwick stopped paying.
Yeah, because kind of in the story, in the sort of like the interweb story of people talking about that don't really know, like Warwick was always painted out to be the bad guy in that story. But what I'm hearing here is that there was more to the story, and it wasn't Warwick going out stealing the thing. There was an arrangement.
According to PJ, they did it first without paying. But then Warwick did pay for a while until the company was sold to Kramer. And then Warwick says, like, well, maybe Kramer won't hit us up. And they didn't. But hey, I gotta say, this is an iconic instrument. It started so much. It just revolutionized, I think, like the active bass sound in rock and roll.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Divine? You feel like it's a good candidate for Crushes Everything?
I think it's a great candidate for Crushes Everything.
You guys, thank you so much. Let us know in the comments if there's any other bass out there that you think crushes everything. We want to make that video for you. And until then, see you in the next one.
See you later, guys. Bye.